A food security model can help monitor the date of the pandemic. 18th of August 2020. Source: Flinders University. Summary: there is no precedent for an IAD-19 pandemic. Although a plan to deal with major public domain food crises may indicate how best to communicate with the public. Although pandemic management is different from food incident management because the responsibility for action lies with the public rather than with easily identifiable regulators. And governments need to balance competing risks in policymaking. Researchers at Flinders University concluded that many of the strategies identified in the food security model could be successfully implemented to maintain confidence in health workers before, during, and after a pandemic. A diverse group of scientists and researchers from the University of Flinders School of Medicine and Public Health in the School of Nursing and Medical Sciences developed a successful model for managing food safety incidents and believe that the same applications could be applied to pandemic management. It is critical that the public does not lose confidence in the governments and officials who provide information in a crisis, says Dr. Annabelle Wilson of Flinders University School of Medicine and Public Health. Flinders University's research model identifies 10 strategies, including transparency, protocol and procedure development, trust, proactivity, public priority setting, stakeholder outreach, consistency, stakeholder and public education, reputation building and delivering on promises. 2020 public health scientists predict that school closures due to the OVC pandemic will exacerbate the child obesity epidemic in the United States. The ultimate goal is to maximize trust between the public and Australian governments and support the implementation of public health recommendations in response to VOCID-19. Such as distance and social isolation, says Dr. Wilson. A food security model can help respond to the pandemic. Science Daily. We found that in times of crisis when the public doubts who they trust, they need to trust food safety messages and government agencies so that the public can act on the recommendations. 2020 in the 1960s. Health officials led the U.S. and worldwide efforts to make smallpox the first human disease ever eradicated from the face of the earth. Our model is designed to respond to food-related incidents and describe strategies that can be used to effectively communicate with the public. The model has been presented to key government agencies, including Health and Nutrition Standards in SA, Australia, New Zealand, and the original work has been replicated in Ireland. The food security model can help to cope with the pandemic. The 1st of June 2020. The rapid emergence of VIDOC-19 in the United States and subsequent state and national prevention efforts radically changed daily behavior almost overnight. Ideally, we would like to test this model in the context of VIDOC-19 and then deploy it for use by state and federal governments across Australia.